resource groups.
Sorry, 1 second. Let me change my system. Okay, can you repeat that, Ilakya?
So Jones we have discussed it.
Yeah, regionals and
Jones and regionals.
Okay, then excellent. Okay, then I can quickly recap and move into that area directly. Some reasons might come up by not happening. Yeah. Okay. So we all started with AZ 900. At least I'm hoping that you know what is AZ 900, what is fundamental. The objective of this course is creating the complete awareness of cloud computing, and the audiences are everyone in the IT industry. I don't want to talk more about that. The objective of this course is we are covering in 4 modules. Module 1, discussing about the basics of the cloud computing. Module 2, discussing about the Azure core services. Module 3, discussing about the Azure security, privacy, compliance, and trust. And Module 4, Azure pricing and support. Out of this 4 module, the first 2 module is you are the audience, and the next 2 module is there is a different people, network security people. They are the audience for that. However, for the exam perspective, we need to know this. So as I said, during this, the entire discussions, I will share with what are the questions you expect in the exam. Why we are going for exam? Because that is the way you can prove that the companies, you are a cloud candidate. Okay, you no need to additionally showcase or something, your past experience, something. Rather, with the certificate, you can show them. So that's the thing. I can move on there. The purpose why I am recapping every day this one is because these wordings and this vocabulary is important in cloud computing. Also, the same kind of wordings you may expect in the examinations. That's the reason I'm keep on repeating this one. Okay. So the first one, we see cloud computing. What is cloud computing? By this time, you all know that cloud computing is nothing but delivering of IT services via internet. Okay, that is the cloud computing. There is one major incident happened in Canada 2 days back. There is some kind of an, no one knows what happened, but there is a major breakdown of internet, the Rogers communication internet in Canada on last Friday and Saturday. Okay, it is a globally disclosed, and more than 24 hours, no services. Because of that internet not available, the impacts are phone calls, that is as usual. No retailers can use the debit card, the payment services. As we all know that all the debit card transaction is happening via the internet, because no internet, it is not happening. No rail ticket, even lot of marriage, lot of functions all are stopped here without internet, because everything is dependent on the cloud services. So the cloud service application is running, the end customer is there, in between the connectivity, internet is not there. Okay. Such a kind of a big impact it created. Just it's happened 3 days before. Okay, just giving an understanding. Okay. Then, okay, now what is cloud computing? I have been told you, if you dismantle your laptop, it becomes 3 core parts. One is compute, which is nothing but your CPU. The another one is the storage, which is nothing but your hard disk or RAM. And the last one is the networking, which is nothing but an even Bluetooth or an RJ45 cable. Okay, that's the 3. So in cloud computing, they kept everything, these 3 as a separate, and they put it in a basket, and you can assemble as much as you want it. That is what they said. And I can show you today how the cloud looks like. The portal, I can log in and I can demonstrate to you. This slide is much important, because from this slide, you can expect 2 to 3 questions in the examinations. What is high availability? High availability is nothing but if one server goes down, the other server should take care, okay, of the load. Then what is fault tolerance? Even though if any application fails, the purpose of the service of the application should not completely fail. Okay, so that's the fault tolerance. Then what is scalability? Based on the demands, it can expand or contrast. That is scalability. Then what is elasticity? Same as scalability, but it will happen automatically. That automatic is the keyword. That is elasticity. Then global reach. What is global reach? If you host your service or application in one location, it's within a minute it will reach across the globe. Customer latency. So all your customer, even though they are across the globe, they can feel or they can experience your services delivering near to them. That's why I said you host a YouTube video in India, but you have customers in US. They feel that the video was hosted from US. They will not feel any delay. Agility. Agility is nothing but the speed, predictive cost consideration, nothing but you can predict the upfront how much it will cost you, like a prepaid taxi. The disaster recovery, which is nothing but if any catastrophic happens, this will be helpful, and the security. Okay, this all. Just a second. You see, this all is the features. However, none of this feature was helped 2 days back. That is the reality. Okay, high availability, fault tolerance, scalability, global reach, disaster recovery. No. Okay. So this is always be there. Okay. So comes back. Also, there is another concept in the cloud computing that is called an economics of scale. Economics of scale is nothing but cloud provider can reduce cost and gain efficiency when operating at the large scale. That's where we told that like a wholesale and retail operations. Okay, somebody purchasing as a wholesale and giving as a retail. Okay, and then there is other 2 wordings like a capital expenditure, operational expenditure. Capital expenditure is nothing but an upfront cost. Okay, and in cloud computing, capital expenditure is minimal. Operational expenditure, which is PaaS, the routine recurring cost, that is the operational expenditures. And different types of cloud models. This also we have seen. There are 3 types of cloud model: public, private, and hybrid. Okay, and what is public cloud model? Which is nothing but it is owned by the cloud service provider or hosting provider. They provide resources and services to multiple organizations. It is accessed via the network connections. Example of public cloud: Microsoft Azure, Amazon AWS, Google GCP. Then what is private cloud? It is owned by the individual organization, create a own cloud environment in their data center. Organization is responsible for operating the services they provide. Okay, so but the problem in private cloud is they have to manage, maintain everything by themselves. Okay, it's a tedious job. Then what is hybrid cloud? Combination of public and private cloud to allow application to run in most of the appropriate location. Okay, this is the comparisons. I hope you all have you received via the email the PDFs or no? Okay, received. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then it's good. If not, then I can. Okay. Okay, public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. This is how it looks. And just you listen the class, that is more than enough for the clearing the examination, because this is the wordings they will use it. Okay. And okay, also there are 3 deployment model. Okay, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. This is the 3 core services all the cloud providers are offering, whether they are public or private. Okay. This slide is called a responsible matrix. Who is responsible for what? Okay, there are two people involved in this business. One is the cloud provider, another one is the consumer, like us or the companies. Okay, so the cloud provider highlighted in blue color and the users highlighted in the green color. If I go for on-premise or private cloud, the user or the consumer is responsible for everything, accountable. But if I go for infrastructure as a service, the cloud provider having a minimal accountability or minimum responsibility, but the user having more responsibility. But when I go to software as a service, the user having the minimum responsibility, but the cloud provider having the maximum responsibility. Then infrastructure as a service, this is the first one. This is the most basic cloud computing service category. You build pay-as-you-go infrastructure by renting a server, virtual machine, storage, network, and operating system from the cloud provider. This is an instant computing infrastructure provisioned and managed over the internet. That is pay-as-you-go. So platform as a service, okay, it provides environment for building, testing, and deploying software applications. Helps create application quickly without focusing on managing the underlying infrastructure. Okay, example, development tools, database management, business analytics, operating system, servers and storage, networking, firewall. Okay. Software as a system. Okay. So software, this is one is the entire thing they are giving, that is the software as a service. Okay. So the underlying hardware, software, everything is taken care by the service provider. Okay. So you need to connect and start use the application. That is the user connect to use cloud-based apps over the internet. Okay. That is what you need to do. That comparison. Infrastructure as a service is the most flexible cloud service. You configure and manage the hardware for your application. Platform as a service, focus on application development. Platform management is handled by the cloud provider. And software as a service, pay as you go pricing model. Users pay for the software they use on a subscription model. Okay. Okay, I think this model is done. Let me quickly go through the regions and others. Okay. So this is the more topics we started discussing in the last class. So the first module, whatever I told you, discussed infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, also an kind of an public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. This is common for any cloud provider. Okay. From this model onwards, we are going to look more specific on Azure perspective. Okay. How Azure got deployed, how Azure is, okay, this one. That's all. So if at any point in time, if you feel bored or disconnected, let me know. I can directly switch into demonstration. Okay. So core Azure components. Okay. How the Azure is ensuring this high availability, scalability, global reach, everything. If you understand this architecture, you have an idea. Okay. So the first one is regions. Regions is nothing but a physical geographical separations of the data center. Okay, a region represents a collection of data centers. Basically, the region provides the flexibility and scalability. Also, it preserves the data where the data can store. That is what the region will do. So you always choose the region closer to the users. For example, your users are in America, then choose the data center in US. If your users are in globally, for example, across the globe, then you need to replicate the data with the multiple regions. Okay. There are global services that are region independent. Okay. Not necessary all services will available in all region. Remember this also. Okay. So this is an explore the region pair. Each region is paired with another region. Azure prefers at least 300 miles of separation between the data centers in the region pair. Okay. So if any catastrophic or something is happened in any outage, recovery of one region is prioritized out of every pair. That is what they are trying. It's not required. And availability options. You remember I discussed this SLA. How the SLA is nothing but service level agreement. How they are defining is based on how are you deploying the service. Mainly for Vidyasagar may understand this much more clearly. If you install only one VM, they are giving 99.9. Instead of that, if you install 6 VMs, they are giving 99.99. Okay. This is how they are ensuring the high availability. Okay. So the next important concept is resource groups. I hope we discussed this all the last class, correct? Okay. Resource group is nothing but it is a folder or container where all resources you will put it. Okay. Basically, it is a directory. You can visualize that way. No resource will exist standalone. Then what is resource? Resource is nothing but your compute, storage, or VM. This is called a resources. Okay. So in a cloud, you need to put all resources in a resource group. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, and this is how the account structure. This also you need to understand irrespective of your job role in cloud. And most likely in all the cloud also, they have this account structure slightly different. Okay. This resource group, resources, these are all the vocabulary used in Azure. In AWS, they used differently. Okay. So the root is the subscriptions. If you open an account, Azure will assign one subscription to you. Okay. Under subscription, you can create multiple resource groups. And each resource group contain multiple resources. I give you some real-time example. If I'm in a company, for example, if I'm a director, okay, for each project, I give and separate subscriptions so that I know that how much budget I can allocate for that project. I can control the budget. So a company may have multiple subscription also. Okay. For example, I have 4 projects, project 1, project 2, project 3. Each project I create one subscription, or I go inside the project, each project I can create one resource group also rather than a subscription. Okay, I create each project is one resource group. If that project completes, I simply delete the resource group, all the resources will be deleted. Okay. This is how in the today's they are using inside the company. Okay, they created a resource group at the project level or at the environment level. For example, QA is a separate resource group. Development environment is separate resource group. Production is okay. By the way, I don't know how many of you know in IT world, this is how what is mean by environment. For example, I create one software application. Okay, that application may be anything. For example, let's assume we are creating one website. Okay. How in actual this were I mean in inside the corporate or inside the IT world works. Let me start use the whiteboard. Give me a moment. I put whiteboard here. I hope you are able to see the whiteboard, right? The objective is they asked us to create a one website. So to create a website, what I need, for example, I need one database and I need one front-end application like Python or something. Okay, this will be running in one server and this will be running in one server. 2 servers I need it, right? This is what typically we think, but reality it is not like this. They create, let me change the color. I don't know, where is the color? Okay, forget it. They create, this is one environment. This is, they call it a dev environment. Because in development environment only you guys are playing, update, because as soon as you are changing the code, the output will be changed, right? Once you develop, I mean, once the developer, there may be an 4 or 5 developer is sitting here. Okay. There are multiple developer, they are sitting here. Okay. They all develop, they all connect here, they work. And then once they develop, they move the code, whatever they develop, the code to QA environment. That is a quality assurance environment. Like you build a Python code, 10-line code, and then you are giving that file to the QA. What is present in QA? Again, the same database, same server. Okay, this would be presented there. So here who is there? 1 or 2 QA people is there. What that job role? They validate, verify my website is looking correctly. Is it looking in mobile phone correctly? The same way, is it looking in the screen correctly? If more requests come, what will happen? Everything QA team will do. For example, I clicked in my browser, for example, contact page, but it is taking to me some other page. Then this guy will revert back to the dev team. Hey, there is a bug. I clicked the contact us page. Instead of going to contact us home page, it going on home page. Oh, the image is not loading properly. Like that comments, they give it back to the dev environment. So these two teams will work together. Okay. These two teams will work together and finally they build one strong product, strong website. Once they build the website, they move this into the production environment. This is called prod. What it contains? Again, same one front end, one database. Okay, here there is a person. These people are called operational people or support people. Okay, they move the code here. So any new feature comes, the feature enters here, the people will develop. Once they develop, they move to the QA for testing. Once the QA tested, it moves for production. Why I am telling this all is, sometimes in interview, they will ask, oh, what environment you used? You will not get confused. You are never allowed to work directly in production. You are always allowed to work in the dev environment. And testers will work in QA. Some interview, they will ask, how do you deploy, promote a code? This is called promoting a code. This arrows, right? This is called promoting a code. How are you promoting a code? Sometimes they will ask. Okay. 1 second. Sorry about that. I need to take this call. Sorry, I'm back. Okay. So this is called code promotions. Okay. This concept is same even in on-prem or prod. Sorry, cloud. No difference. And how they are moving a code, what are all the possible? One way is you guys are developing in your computer. Imagine within these 4 people. Okay. Ilakia and maybe an Soumya working in a dev team. Okay, Ilakia working in a database using SQL. She is writing a lot of SQL query. Soumya is creating a Python code. Okay, now you both guys think that it is working as you expected. Now you want to test this code. The tester is, for example, Prathush. Prathush having a separate computer. He want to test your website. How you can give your code to Prathush? One way, save the file and send via email, correct? Sometimes email will not take exe file, correct? Then what are the other way? Other way is use the USB, connect the USB, copy the files there, and give it the USB to Vidyasagar. Sorry, Pratush. Okay, Vidya is a production environment. Assume that. Okay, that is the second way. Then once Pratush tested, Pratush said, oh, I found this bug, I found that bug. Then Pratush will give it back to the USB. You need to again copy the file in the USB, give it back, fix the error, okay, and give it. But this is a lot of manual movement and you don't know, you will lose the track. And finally, Pratush tested, oh, all looks good. Now he needs to hand over to Vidya. Vidya is a production engineer. Okay. So now, again, you need to write the code in the USB and give it to Vidyasagar. This is the one way. Okay. Instead of that, for that purpose only, they introduced one centralized share folder. You as of now, you think that it is a shared folder. Like it looks like this. Okay, one shared folder. Okay, our shared database. What this database does is, whatever you file, your code, you can send the code to here. You put in a common shared folder, like a G drive. Then Pratush will download from here and use it. Okay. And once Pratush satisfied, he put it in another folder and that will go to the Vidyasagar will take it. This is efficient. Correct? This is efficient. So this is the way the code sharing is happening today. But what is the name of this centralized share folder? That is they call Git, G-I-T. G-I-T. Git, GitHub, something. Okay. The developers develop the code and they push the code to the Git. And the tester will take the code from the Git, work on it. Once they're satisfied, they again push to that Git. And the prod team will take out the code from the Git. It much more, but as of now, you think that this is where the Git is coming. So Git is nothing but code sharing repository. An interview, they will ask, how do you promote a code from dev to prod? Using Git, that is the answer. Okay. So two things you need to get to know that to be an experienced person, there are multiple environments in IT development, dev, QA, prod. Not necessarily all projects should have these three environments. Some small teams, small companies, they have dev and prod. And very, very small companies, they have only prod. They directly work in the prod. But a bigger company, big banks or somebody's, they have multiple environments. Okay. So now coming back to cloud, yes, I create a resource group for these two servers. I create dev resource group, and this is another resource group. Okay, and this is another resource group. Okay, three resource group. Inside that, I have a different servers. Okay, so I introduce you how the IT environment works. Then I introduce you the purpose of the Git, and then the resource group, how you can use it. These three things I just connected. Any questions in this? Otherwise, I can come back to our cloud discussion. Okay, so this is the resource group and resources. This all here. Okay, so understand this connectivity. Also, okay, then what it means is if you want to create provision any resources, first step you need to create a resource group. Then only you need to attach your resources. And the next question will come. Once I added a resource to a resource group, one, can I able to move later the resource from one resource group to another resource group? The answer is yes. At any point in time, you can able to move resources from one resource group to another resource group. So it's basically resource group is a folder. You can move your Word file from one folder to another folder. So now let's start see about the core services in Azure. Okay, I can introduce the core services and then directly today I can show you some demonstrations, how the cloud works. Okay, everything. Is it making any boring or is it making you understanding, Soumya, Ratush?
Yes, sir, it is understood. It's a easy.
Okay, right. Yeah, that's last understood.
But I have not created that portal actually because you said it is 30 days validity
Yeah.
for free account. So I thought like we can create it today.
No, yeah, today we can create everyone. Okay, today
Yeah.
we can create and yes, and use it. That 30 days is more than enough.
Okay, okay.
But when we go for data engineering, yes, you need more time because there you need to practice for ADF, data breaks. Anyone is created so far? Like, yeah, have you created? No. Okay. Pratush.
Just tried, but I thought
Yeah.
after attending the SQL class, I thought it will take some.
Yeah, I have account earlier actually for
Oh, you
GCP.
have account here. Yeah. Okay. But you can create with any different email ID and different credit card. With that. What about Pratush?
No, I haven't created yet.
Okay, so maybe better for you guys don't create now, so that when we are doing discussing and data engineering, that time you need it basically to create ADF pipeline to work on those things. We need desperately that one. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. I will move on that. Okay, she answered. Okay, so now at least you know that what is cloud. Okay, maybe I can showcase the portal and then I come back with the core services. It makes more sense. Let me stop share and reshare. You can able to see my browser, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as I said, cloud is nothing but you need to access via the internet, which then obviously I need to go with the browser. So how to enter to the Azure? The URL is portal.azure.com. This is what you need to go. Since I already many times I use this portal, my homepage looks like something. See, as I said, it's basically a IT e-commerce site like Amazon.in. Okay. So the same way, this is the home page. This is the way you need to access any of your cloud work. Okay, you need to go this way. So this is the home page. In the left hand side, I walked through you this portal before or no?
I showed us.
But no, okay, I may describe you
But
what is the tabs. This one. This is called the console.
yeah. Yes, you said about that, sir.
Okay, right. Then I don't want to go. Then you know everything. Okay, this is the places you can see all the cloud service providings. And this is the place you can able to see if you want to quickly search something. Ditto like an Amazon website. Okay, you can search some products, you can go, and this is the all your recent access to one. Okay, I think last week when I showed you my subscription got disabled, but now I paid the money, then they enabled it. If I click that, I can able to go and see that how much cost is happened, my cost predictions, everything is there. Spending forecast, okay, each services, how much I'm using, all the monies are there. But however, I think last class I tried to create a resource group. That's where I'm unable to do it. I stopped. I can show you how to create a resource group. So to create okay, first of all, let's begin how to work on this cloud. What is expected you from the company? You need to go here. First step, before creating provisioning any service, first you need to create what? Resource group. Correct? So for that, click the resource group. You are watching my screen, right? I want to make sure. Okay. So click the resource group. Don't worry, here I have so many resource groups because this all I created before for multiple purposes. July 7. Oh, I didn't deleted this. You see that this is the mistake I'm doing. Okay, I deleted. No resources available. Just I can show you some. Don't worry about this. I'm just deleting some resource groups which is unnecessarily lying there. Okay. So yeah, to create a resource group, click the resource group, go to this page. Don't worry about these resource groups. I'm going to create a new resource group. For that, click the create button. Once I click, it automatically fetching my subscription, MSDN platform subscription. Okay. If I don't want, I have another subscription, I can drop down, select the other subscriptions. If you recollect our PowerPoint, so this is our subscriptions. This is the subscription, this pencil icon. So subscription contain multiple resource groups. Okay. So now I go to the resource group. I need to create a resource group. Name, for example, I create an maybe for my remembrance, I create with the date 11 July 2022. This is the name I given. Here you see the region, which region I want to create. Most likely I prefer to create near the US. I can create here. So here if I go East US, West US, or if I want to go India, there are an Indian options. Okay, multiple options, West India, South India, options are there. Okay, so region, what is region? Region is nothing but collection of the data centers. Okay, or availability zones, that will be there. So I selected as an East US 2, and then I need to go click review. So whatever we selected, it will review first whether it is aligned with our everything, and then we need to select. So I'm creating it now. So now they say resource group created. So if I look here, 11th July 2022, resource groups are created. Okay, so now if I click the resource group, under the resource group, I don't have any resources, you see. It's an empty folder. Okay, if you closely observe what I did, when I say that create something, it asks some form. I need to fill the form. This is the pattern across for all cloud service providing in the cloud. They will give you some form. You need to enter the details in the form, then they will create it. That's why we call cloud is not, it's a codeless way, configuration based. Okay, we will see when we create an VM, we will see that. Okay. First, let's say go through some of the compute service and then come back, create the virtual machines. Okay, So the core services, if you recollect the very last module or the laptop I told you, right? If you dismantle the laptop, 3 core services: compute, storage, network. Okay. So compute means, so far what we know compute means, it is an CPU only, but it is much more bigger in cloud. They are telling, if you take any virtual machine, okay, if you take any virtual machine, that is a compute. 1 second. Sorry, I'm back this game. I apologize. Monday morning, some people are keep on bothering me. Okay, so the CPU is more than the compute is more than the CPU. That's where I stopped it. Okay, so it is a virtual machine. Virtual machine is equivalent to our servers. Okay, the server, but imagine without storage and networking. Okay, without means they have a bad minimum storage. That's all. Okay. Apart from server, they are having a multiple other also functions. Function is called, the famous word in cloud, they call serverless computing. That is where the functions will come. App services, they have a framework of app. Okay, we can develop, for example, to create a website. So far in IT industry, what happened if somebody wants to create a website, they started coding from HTML, they started coding in CSS, database, everything, and then they host it. But in cloud, they have everything readily available. You need to just configure. If you closely observe some advertisement from, I forget the name. One is GoDaddy, other one is some free website templates they are advertising in the TV itself. They say you no need to do anything, just go drag and drop. That way the application also becomes. That's what the good thing in cloud. You no need to do much deep coding. You can drag and drop, and you can just configure way of working. Okay, you no need to write like a serious codings in the cloud. Okay, so more, but in short, what is compute? Whichever is giving you an compute power, processing power, that is called a compute. In cloud, virtual machine, function app, app services, Kubernetes, this all is a compute. We will see what are all the compute services cloud is providing. Okay, maybe better we can right away we can look. So it's not good. Okay, let's go to home. Okay, and click here. So when I say like a compute, okay, compute power, it is not coming here properly. Maybe I go with the this one. Azure Compute. See, these are all my compute services. If I go, see, everything is a very much well documented. Okay. If I go here, virtual machine, Azure app services. Okay. This is Azure functions, Azure container instance, service fabric, Spring Fabric, OpenShift, Kubernetes, containers. This many compute services available. Question comes, do I need to know everything in this? No, not even, I mean, this all depends on usage you need to take. Okay. But theoretically speaking, if you know virtual machine, more than enough. Okay. But this services falls in different deployment model. If you remember, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. VM falls in infrastructure as a service. If you go for app services, this is falls in a platform as a service. Okay. If I go kind of on some ready-made applications, then that falls under software as a service. Okay. But the point here is compute means it's not only CPU, there are different namings they given. Same applicable in AWS, same applicable in GCP, but in different namings. Here they call virtual machine, in AWS they call EC2, but the same. Okay. Also, what is expected from you is you should know how to fill that form to create a VM. That is what it's expected to you. How do you know that? Go to this documentation here. They will give you detailing what you need to select. Okay. So here the documentation is good. Okay. But in short, yes, compute means they have this many services. Virtual machine app service, Spring apps, Fabric, functions, Kubernetes. Okay, like that it will go, keep on going, compute. So explore that. So Azure VM use infrastructure as a service model to provide compute power in the cloud. Okay, so you have a Python code. To run the code, you need one virtual machine there. Okay, but then what is app service? App service is a platform as a service, offering build, deploy, and scale enterprise grade web app, mobile app, any applications. Then functions. Function is a serverless. In exam, they will ask. Function is a serverless compute power. What it means is, okay, you have a Python code. I can run the Python code in two ways. One way is I log into a VM, virtual machine or server, run the program. For that, how are you paying? You need to start the VM, and the VM may run for 8 hours or at least minimum 1 hour. You need to pay money for 1 hour, right? If you start your laptop, how long that laptop is running? Definitely more than 2 hours in each time, minimum. You will not just stop and stop, right? You will never do that. Even though you try to do that, it will take us an half an hour or 20 minutes. Most of the time you keep it in a sleep mode. But what is functions tells is, you have a Python code. Only you pay the duration of that Python code execution. You no need to pay for the entire period. Okay. You pay only the duration of that Python code executes. How long this Python code will execute, whatever your example so far you did. It may not execute more than a minute. So all your programs is a minute program. Why are you paying for in 24 hours? Are you getting the difference? Why? I mean, mainly Vidya Sagar, you have a shell script, you have some automation scripts, but to run the scripts, you have some server which is running 24/7. Instead of that, you use functions and you pay only the execution duration. Okay. Okay. So that's the difference for the functions. So function itself, they are telling us in analogy is I can take like an food. Okay, they are telling why do you order idli only? Okay, you go buffet. They are telling it is a buffet. All foods are available. Choose whatever food you need it and pay only for that based on some weight. Okay, that way you can go take one vada, one idli instead of 3 idli, take one idli, some small sambar. Okay, it's up to you. But whatever you are taking, you need to pay. Okay, anyway, so from exam perspective, you need to remember functions. Okay, function is a serverless compute power. Okay, so I can show you the demonstration of the how to create a virtual machine. Then you will get more clarity. Okay. So to create a virtual machine, what I need to do first step, I need to create a resource group. But in our case, we already created a resource group called 11th July 2020. Okay. Now I need to create a VM. How to create a VM? Either I go here and here I can search compute or virtual machine somewhere. If it is not all services, you see here, click the all services. In that all services will be listed. I can select here the virtual machine if I want. Under compute, you see 28 services they are giving under compute. So SAP HANA is an SaaS product, software as a service. Okay. Under networking. Okay, but either this way I can go, or the most preferred way is I go from here. Click virtual machine. Then it will come virtual machine. Click. Don't worry, this one I'm having already a virtual machine, but I shut down this one. If you look here, this virtual machine, where is the status? It stopped. You see, it stopped. It's not running, because if it is running, I need to pay money. I stopped it. So now I'm going to create new virtual machine. For that, click the create button. So, and this page is called a blade. I'll click a create button and Azure virtual machine. I create it. So now it's running. Okay, so now I'm going to create a new virtual machine. How I'm going to create? As I said, it is a form. I need to fill the form. So first, by default, it took my subscription. Okay, I have only one subscription it took. Now the resource group, right? You remember we already created a resource group. If I click here, I can able to see my resource group. I can choose this, or I can create here also new if I want something new. But we already created, I created new. I mean, I use the same resource group. And then it's asking, what is my machine name? Okay, so each computer having its own name, right? For example, I create like a sorry, my doctor called to follow up my infection status. Okay. Anyway, coming back. So this resource group I selected. The virtual machine name I'm giving Ameya Cloud. This is name of my machine. Okay. And region. If you recollect the region, I told you what is region? Geo separation of physical distance, and always choose the region nearby your user. So, but generally for free tier, use the East US. That is where the cheapest and all services they given us free. Okay. If I select something in India, everything they are under free tier, they are not giving us free, everything they charged. Okay. So but if I want to choose anything else, I can able to still choose it. See the regions, I can able to choose, but I go with the East US too. Okay. Leave everything default. Don't touch anything. Here you see image. Image is nothing but this is a blank server. What operating system I want? Do I need a Windows? Do I need a Linux? Or do I need a Mac? Whatever operating system, I can choose it from here. Everything is just click drop down box. Okay. So for sake of our understanding, I create as a Windows machine. Okay, I have chosen Windows machine. Now here you see the size. Size is nothing but what size of machine I need. I need 1 CPU, 4 GB RAM, and 100 GB hard disk, or I need an 20 GB RAM like that. So by default, it takes here you see 2 CPUs, 4 GB RAM, which cost per month $39. Per month $39. If you recollect our initial discussion, I told even you purchase a laptop, you need to spend 70,000 rupees. The biggest problem there is once you purchase, you can't able to change the size. Here you see monthly, they're asking just 2,000 rupees, 1 month, 2,000 rupees. But I'm not happy with the size. I can change. Click the C sizes. I can change. Initially, I can go for 4 CPU or 4 GB RAM. Later on, I can go for 32 GB RAM also. If I go, my only thing is my rental will increase per month. Even though it's 358 for 1 month, it's a 15,000 rupees. For 32 GB RAM, it's a very powerful machine. Okay. Like this, there are multiple series of machines are available. Whichever machines I need, I can take it. For our demonstration, just I go with the minimal cost, $38, 2,000 rupees per month. Okay, I can take this one. And then simply select. That's it. So that I need to give the username password. Log into the machine. Okay. So I'm giving an username is again Ameya Cloud. And password is I'm giving an ameya Cloud 123. Oh, lowercase, uppercase, okay. One, two, three, four. Ameya Cloud 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So next, I'm clicking next. So now it is saying how much hard disk you want it. Okay. Also, do I need an SSD or a standard hard disk? Whatever, I can choose it here. You remember I told they put the CPU, memory, network, everything in a separate basket, and you choose whatever you want it. Depends on your machine. Okay, so but I can leave it's a premium SSD. Accordingly, the pricing will change. Okay, if I want to add disk here, attach some external disk storage, like a 1 TB, 10 TB, simply I can add it. Here the disk. And then networking, no worries about networking, but if you either you can give your network or it will take by default any network. Okay, so no need to change anything. Just click next. And then for monitoring, if you want some backups, you see here auto shutdown. You can enable auto shutdown also. After 7 PM, automatically it will shut down. For example, I say like 5 PM, automatically it will shut down daily. If I'm running an office, I know that my employees are working only up to 5. They may not shut down, but I shut down this machine so that I save money. Instead of my server running 24/7, this will save 16 hours price. If I have any custom scripts, I can put the custom scripts. Nothing is there, just tags. Then now I'm saying review and create. So it will review based on my input forms. It will review everything. See, after all the reviews, it says, including license cost, 0.05 CAD per hour, which means not even a 5 cent. It's a less than 1/10 of 5 cents per hour. So if I run this machine for 1 whole day, I'm getting charged only 5 paise. If I run this machine effectively, I'm not going to even pay as a 2,000 rupees per month. I'm paying only a 300 rupees per month. That is much cheaper. I have 10 employees. If I'm in my old pattern, 10 employees, I need to buy 10 laptop. Each laptop 70,000, 7 lakhs I need to invest. Here, I can invest only like 300 rupees per laptop per month. 10 laptop, 3,000 rupees. And that too, when I want to change, anytime I can change the size. Anytime I can change the size. Anytime, whatever. Oh, I don't like this Windows 10. I can change as Windows 11. Oh, I don't like this one. I can change anything. Okay. So now, yes, once you've done all, it will go. Now click create. So once you click create, it started. So this is the tab. I hope I walked through you last class, all these tabs, right? If not, then I can say. So if any deployment in progress, any process is running behind this screen or any your request, you will see one small dotted line will move on here. This will show all the in progress tasks. If you observe, okay. So now it is setting up my IP, network, everything. Still in deployment in progress. You remember first class I asked how much time a company needs to wait to get a server? 6 months. 6 months minimum they need to wait to get a server. How much time as an individual you to get a laptop? It takes minimum 3 to 5 days after all your homework. But to get the same laptop through cloud, you don't need to do any much homework. If you not like, you can give it back anytime. That's all. You see deployment done. So within less than a 2 minute, your server is ready. Then why the company will not go this? Okay, that's the reason they are going. Okay, go to resource. So now go to, okay, instead of go to resource, how could I go? Okay, now go to here, virtual machine. Now you see I have 2 machines. This is my old, this is the new. Ameya Cloud is the new machine and it is running. It is running in East US2 region. Okay, this is my IP address. So if I click here, I can able to see everything. My machine, it belongs to this resource group, 11 July 2022. Okay, and it's running and it is a Windows machine. This is the IP address of the machine. Okay, if I want to connect, I can connect this way, RDP, remote desktop. Since it is a Windows machine, I can connect through RDP. If it is a Linux machine, I can connect through PuTTY. So it's asking this one, I say connect. So it's asking my username password. If you remember my username password, it's Ameya Cloud. Ameya Cloud and password is Ameya Cloud. Oh, it's opening in another window. I can show you. You see here, my new computer. This is the IP address. Okay, so this is our new machine, new VM. So now you see how much it advanced and how much fast. Okay. Even you can able to connect. If you guys want to connect, use this IP address and connect from RDP there. Okay. Simply close this. Okay. But now if you look here, if I go to my resource group, July 2022, right? If I click this resource group, earlier there was no resource. Now you see I have my VM. Here is my virtual machine is there. There is a network, IP address, everything is there. So this all there. So go to home. Okay. Always remember, when you practice, create a new resource group and create all resources under the resource group. Once you complete it, delete the resource group. Why? Otherwise, some unknown things may cost you. Okay. Before that, I can show you how to stop the VM. That would be good. I went on this VM. I told you how to connect, right? Now how to stop. Here is stop. Restart. How to restart this way. So now I'm stopping the VM. If you look here, the process is running. It's stopping. So stopping virtual machines. Okay, that's all. It stopped now. If you want to start, just click here, start. Okay. See, this is what they are expecting. Once you're there, you are an administrator or you are a provision engineer. You need to create a resource, manage the resource. Everything is just click, click, click like this way. And once you finish your exercise, don't forget to delete your resource group so that it will delete all these resources. Rather you go individual resource delete, better delete the resource group. How to delete? Go to the resource group, delete resource group, and it will ask an acknowledgement. It will say once you delete it, no resources will be recovered. That's okay. Copy, paste, and delete. But you should not delete this resource group in companies. That's all. If you deleted, all the data will last. Don't do only your practice time. You need to delete the resource group. So now it's deleting. Okay. So this is an example of how to create a VM, and this is an answer for the day one class. Like I told you how fast this cloud. That's why I said it is not the option by the company whether should I go to the cloud or not. It is forced to the company. They should go to the cloud. Not only fast, economic, all the features are there, everything. Okay. So with this, we completed the compute one, just an example. Okay, this is how each sources will go. Okay, I can share you some. Oh, anyway, you are not creating the lab. Give me next class. I can tell you whether you need to create it or not. Okay, but currently don't create it because I need your account for data engineering whilst we studying the data engineering. Okay. Okay, so the next topic, let's move on. So container, like just now we have seen the VM, right? VM is a bare metal service. Then what is container? Container or Kubernetes, this all is the latest technologies advanced in the computing. This all is an examples of our kind of an VM based concepts, okay? Image and container, okay? Likewise, there is a networks, okay? If we go for any company, they have their own network. In public cloud, you have your server, I have my server. How to prevent you to access my server, or how to prevent myself to access your server? There the network comes into picture. That's why when I create a VM, if it is asking whether you are already having any network, if not, I can create a new one like that. But at the end, all my servers or application inside a network. But you don't need to know, but just making you to understand how it is public cloud works. So under network service, you have an Azure virtual network, load balancer, VPN gateway, application gateway, okay, content delivery. These are all some of the services they are giving under the network. Okay, I can show you the network next class. Okay, how to create a VPC. And then the storage, the last topic. Under the storage, okay, what kind of services they are offering? Cloud, they're offering hard disk. Like you want to add 1 TB, like a 10 disk, they're offering like a disk. Or they're offering like a file storage. Oh, you want to store PDF file, video file, you can get. Or they're offering like a container. Container is nothing but you can put any type of file, whether it's a Word document, Excel, PDF, video file, audio file, it will store. Or I want a big table only. I don't want to waste money for storage. Yeah, table, queues. So these are all the different services offered under the storage. Okay. So these all are some of the basic fundamental. In storage, there is advanced, like in databases itself, they are giving us a service. You no need to go and install Oracle database, MySQL databases. Rather, they are telling, I am giving you database itself as a service under the PaaS model. You want Oracle, I have Oracle. You want MySQL, I have MySQL. They are giving database itself. So your role is just to go and start use the database. Okay, Cosmos DB is a globally distributed database. You upload one data in one region, it will get automatically replicated to all other regions. Also, Azure is telling, I'm giving an excuse me. I'm giving a database migration service. You have on-premise databases. You want to move to the cloud. I can provide that service. Everything. Okay. Basically, if you look, this cloud computing is nothing but they are providing a services, IT services. Okay. Then the next topic is a marketplace. Marketplace is nothing but using this product, people will develop their own application and selling like an Android app services, right? People are developing their own app and putting in a marketplace, then others can buy it. They get a revenue. The same way Azure also telling, you create your own program and you can sell through my marketplace. Okay. So that also is available there, marketplace, the third-party software, third-party applications. Okay. Those all is available. Okay. So with this, the Azure core products are concluded, like an compute storage network. I will just revisit next class also, but I want to just introduce. The next one is an identity Azure services, like a security authentication will go. Okay. We will see slowly one after the other. Okay. I can stop here today. Any questions? I can take it now.
If we have any templates, so we can do